What up, it's your boy Naftastic, and we're back for another episode of my United series. In the last one, you'll remember that we just about beat Watford in the Capital One Cup, and it wasn't exactly the best performance. But this time around, we got Villa, and I'm hoping to see a bit better of a showing from my side. And there you go, Januzaj, 9 minutes in, beauty. Absolute beauty. It's exactly the kind of response I wanted. But it looks like Rafael's picked up a knock here, which is a concern because he's easily my best right back. And, I mean, it just goes to show how good he was that Barcelona are knocking for him in the transfer window for about 25 million or so. I can't remember the exact amount. But yeah, could be a big miss, but you wouldn't know it on this run. Gabby Agbonlahor with the own goal there. 2-0 first half so far, and we are cruising. I think we're pretty happy with that. Well, I'll still go as a calm response. Try and get the second half underway and see if we can add some more goals to this. Oh, that's not exactly what I was looking for. And they've got a goal back. So 2-1 down. Let's make a sub, bring on some fresh legs. It looks like Giggsy could do with a bit of rest. Thought I'd give him a little bit of a sentimental game here. It was 20 minutes left and we're holding out. A bit quiet second half so far. Last substitution with Nani on for Januzaj. I have to say, Nani's pretty much disappointed majorly for me in this game. He's definitely a good player. Oh, I take it back. I take it all back. All is forgiven. Fantastic goal. No, but seriously though, it's a good win, 3-1. But I think there's a larger problem with Nani there, mainly because I'm playing a system without any real true wide men. I'm quite narrow with, even though the attacking midfielders have the ability to roam. It is still narrow, so it doesn't really play into Nani's hands. But we'll see if we can work that out in this sort of few months. Just do this press conference. See if we can get it out of the way. So while they just click through this press conference, I've been a bit intrigued to see how I can really improve the performance of the team, because as you've seen so far, it's been a bit indifferent. I know a lot of that is, transition to a new manager, new ideas, new tactics, trying to, you see it actually a lot with Moyes in real life at the moment. He hasn't really had like Phil Neville saying that he hadn't really had buy-in, well, he's getting buy-in now, but obviously that took some time. The new training regime, the new tactical regime, it's a lot to take in. So I can understand that there might be a bit of a up and down period up until about, say, I'm looking really to have things flying by October, November at the earliest. If I can do that, then there's top four has always been my target. But if they take on board my ideas and I can get a bit of form, then there's no real issue as to why I can't contend. But yeah, I guess the focus for now is just really grinding these results out while I'm going through this sort of bumpy period. But also to try and meet some of these philosophies. I know that they wanted attacking football and they wanted to see people come through the ranks. So I'm trying to my best to do that. I mean, obviously Januzaj has broken through in real life, and he's doing a decent job so far for me in the game. So, not too bad. Got Ajax next. I'm looking for a bit of a better result than against Napoli. I need a result here, playing at home, so I need to pick up the points and do what I can, because if I lose this one, then I'll be really fighting against the tide in the latter stages just to get through to the last 16, which is not great. We want to really be there in a comfortable way. And what a way to start. Carrick there, 2 minutes in. Just what you want when you want to relieve some pressure. I think these early goals are pretty helpful. And the second one there, 9 minutes in, missed who that was. The Carrick again. Wow, fantastic. So we're actually exactly trying to do what I'd hoped for, just kill the game off early, and so I can relax a bit. And the third goal there, 18 minutes in, there's that Robin van Persie, and Ajax are pretty much out of sight already. It had to be a collapse of the most horrific proportions to lose from here now. I hope that hasn't jinxed it, because Ajax are now on the attack. Defending quite well there, actually. Shape's good, forcing them into tough positions with cross. And there's your fourth. Van Persie with his second. And we're not even... we're just over the half-hour mark. And I'm loving it. Fifth, 35 minutes in, own goal there. This is brilliant. This is so good. We're absolutely dominating the game. I mean, at half time, I'm probably even going to make changes just because I can, really. I mean, look at it. There's not even a worry in the world for this. Right. There you go, half time. What superb for half of football. Easily my best in charge. I just hope we can continue it through. Didn't make any changes, but that's okay. I can do so a bit further into the half. Just letting the team sort of enjoy the moment. Get some form and some relationship going by playing with each other. I mean, they have only been in their system for a few weeks, so the more that they can be in it, the better for them. The exposure actually made them play a lot more. I don't know what the word is, but they'll know exactly where each other is, where they're going to run, the pace. So they'll have that understanding with one another, which is what I'm really hoping for. There's been quite a second half, actually. I think they're just taking the foot off the pedal. And it's very much looking that way. It's the 80th minute and barely an attack's being had. And we're just drawing to a close, I think. Oh, hold on. Is there one last goal in this game? There you go. Is that the hat trick? The final 6-0. Fantastic. What a way to respond after losing your first... not winning your first Champions League game. Nothing better than that. Truly fantastic. I'm delighted. Absolutely delighted. There's another press conferences. I'm really considering making my assistant attend these. Just because often a lot of them are just sort of journalists trying to make a mountain of a molehill. So I can understand why managers don't attend it in real life. Because questions are very similar and it's just painful to experience the whole wait to respond to every question, just hoping that the last one's already gone. But it's got to be done, I guess. It helps me build that relationship and gets me in the public eye, and that, I mean, it really depends on how you want to play the game. Little things like this can make a difference with the board, the fans, etc. And there's a lot of actually little details that you can attend to, like that, player instructions, team instructions. Really depends how involved you want to get and how hands-on you want to get. You could easily play this game doing the minimal amount of work and still have success. But to have prolonged success, I think just doing little details really makes a big difference. Hopefully we can show that against Spurs. They have a good size. They've got signed Antoine Griezmann as well, which is pretty good signing, I have to say. But hopefully we have enough in the tank to beat them at home, because we want to keep this run going still. I mean, even if we thwart them for the first half and then kill them off in the second, that'd be good. But it seems a bit of a stalemate actually at the moment. I mean, that shot aside, which wasn't even that close, there's not actually been any highlights. We're doing okay. Cleverly's picked up a knot, but that's something we can deal with. Ooh, that was close. Living life on the edge, both sides right now. Two really, really good opportunities, but somehow the ball stayed out, and at half time we're going at 0-0. Probably a fair result, given that not much actually happened, but now we want to get that goal. Take away all three. So let's use that second half to make that improvement. We're just waiting here. So we finally got that replacement on with Wazza. But it looks like so far still very, very quiet. Minimal amount of highlights, which is good in one sense on the defensive front, but shocking on the attacking front, which is not exactly ideal. Still want to find a balance. Defending is obviously an art form which massively boosts a team, but if you don't score goals, you're never going to win. And there you go. Just the perfect timing. And it's Nani himself, adding himself back into contention. And that is actually the winning goal. Fantastic. Truly fantastic. A result like that, it just can be a real morale boost for the whole side. So I'm hoping that's a real turning point for me and for the team to not only step it up a level, but to, help improve our aspirations for the season. The thing is now, though, is we really have to prove ourselves against the top sides. And we lost against Napoli, lost against Chelsea. We're better than that. We are a better side than that. There's no doubt about it. Especially the way we got creamed against Chelsea. Should be doing better than that. So we got Tamworth on to extend daily loan. I mean, they can do whatever they want. He needs the first team football. And it's too early to tell, but sometimes you can just make a call that some players aren't going to make it. Lewandowski is rejecting his contract. Like I said, I'm going to make a push for him in January. But let's be honest, we all know that Bayern Munich are pretty much shooing for him. Tyler Blackett, good left back actually. So get him some good first team at football and see what we can do with him. Especially because Luke Shaw deal is looking rocky and got good depth there right now. So, learn's the best way from him. Carrick's only just scored his first goal for England. So I'll give him a bit of a talking to, congratulate him on his first goal. I'm sure, hearing from the manager just gives them a bit more of a strengthened bond just to get that thanks from them. I know it's a small thing, but it's these little things that make a big difference, especially as they add up. And it's what you want. It's the end of it when you need to make some bold calls and they'll start to trust you more. And that's the kind of relationship I'm trying to establish. So now that the transfer window is over, it looks like it's all a bit of, nonsense news. Not really much that's very pertinent. Got international roundup, which is obviously important. But aside from that, it's stuff that you could almost just click through quite quickly. Give it a read. If there's anything important, address it. If there isn't, just, pass through it. Not every single news item is needing full examination. But we'll do what we can. Ferdinand is demanding more from Januzaj. Ferdinand, and much as I love the guy, he needs to pipe down. Focus on the stuff what you're doing at Real, mate. You've got a good opportunity there to win stuff, and let me do my business. That's what I'm saying. Another little team talk about this. They always ask me about like either Chelsea or City or what's going on with them. I frankly don't care. So I'll focus on my team and then let the rest do what they need to do. And hopefully what I do is sufficient to win the lot. If it's not, the minimum I expect is for us to be retaining Champions League football. That's all I care about from now till the end of the season. Don't care what City are doing, don't care what Chelsea are doing. Because I know that they're going to be competitive, or they should be. Because the squad depth they have is ridiculous. In a good way. Newcastle are actually a tricky one for me. They have very good players and a system that really can be hard to break down, especially with Tiote and Kabay. That's very, very strong like midfield / defensive midfield combo. So breaking down the team is going to be a tough one, but they've had a bit of a rocky start to the season also, so something that potentially can be exploited. But the team need to be doing better. Again, it's a case of like against Spurs, we're not really creating much. Actually, it's Newcastle that needs to be, having more of the goal threat without really actually having one. So it's pretty like dry half there. Nothing really challenging or concerning. But we're doing a good job. Yeah, there you go. There's a proof. Newcastle had much more shots than me. So we need to sort that out quick time because there's now half an hour left. Maybe a few subs. Put Rooney up top and see if that makes a difference. The other thing is with Van Persie is he's scoring loads of goals, but from the performance I've seen, or when he's not scoring, it doesn't look like he's doing much. Obviously, a lot of that is down to it just being a highlights package, but his average rating reflects his performance not being the best. So, how do I work around that? Because he's gonna get me a ton of goals, and that's all I ultimately care about. But it's the moment that those goals don't come that I'm worried about. I mean, I've got Rooney, I've got Hernandez, I've got plethora of options that it's maximising what I get from them. I mean, it's still 0-0 against Newcastle, and we actually haven't really had one goal that's properly tested cruel, or one moment that's tested cruel. Yeah, so 0-0. It's been a comfortable 0-0 for them, and even though neither keeper's been stretched, they had the most shots. They were running that game pretty much. I mean, I wouldn't say running the game, but yeah, that is an absolute apt description. We struggled to a draw, which is not good enough, and we need to figure that out. That goes without saying. A result against Newcastle is a tricky one. I'm not gonna lie about that, and especially away. But we should be at least putting a good performance into draw, make them really fight for it. But it looked all too easy for them. We got Lyon next. Again, like Ajax, we should be beating them. But on current form, just getting that win is the main part. We're 2 games in with 3 points. Ideally, by the halfway mark, you want to be quite comfortably in the Champions League, but I'm not sure if that's going to be a certainty. Pjanic makes his return to Lyon. Obviously, that was the club he was at before he joined Roma. So hopefully he is familiar with that stadium and he can win that tie for us. And let's see what we can do. I mean, we're actually unbeaten in the last, 5 games? I missed out 5 or 6 games. Which is a decent run. No doubt about it, it's a decent run, but you want the W's rather than the draws. And it looks like they're playing a straight 4-2-1-2-1. which is a defensive one. I would have thought Leon would go a bit more on the attacking front, but each to their own. And after that initial attack, we were doing okay now. Oh, and then Kagawa goes down. It's not ideal when you're trying to like make plans and how to like build for the future and key players keep getting injured, but it's okay. You get Yanade to step in. Hopefully he can run the show. And it's still quiet. So he's got an opportunity to grab this game by the scruff of the neck. And actually it was Colin Trout that looked like he took, that decision, but still nothing from it. And we're playing at Lyon's home ground, so it's not a particularly guaranteed result, but it's one that we want to get. We've got a car, the defenders are going down like, no man's business. It's a big Smalling in. But Colin Trout a bit of a concern just for the fitness levels there. But need to be a bit careful. So we come out for the second half and we want a better performance. We need to get that goal. I know it's there. I know the team has it deep down. We just need to search for it. Keep probing. And there it is. Finally we got the goal. And we're back in the game. Van Persie, like I was saying, he is getting me a handful right now. It's constantly a threat in terms of scoring a goal. Now it's a matter of protecting that lead and adding to it. Do we have another? No, but I like the fact that we're constantly having wave after wave of attack. It's much better to see that than just see us getting pinned back further and further, even if they're not challenging our keeper, or rather De Gea. Another defender goes down, so we'll bring the subs on, and that's my subs done. So from here on in, I want to see us. There you go. That's what I was looking for. Had to go quiet for it, and it was worth it. Phil Jones gets a second, and this game is done. I'm calling it. 6 minutes left, or less than that now, and we look set. Yeah, for that one. I can't get my sentence out just because it actually is, full flowing right now. Yeah, there you go. 2-0. Result is in, and now we are looking very, very well set at the halfway point. 6 points after 3 games is perfect. If you translate that to 6 games, 12 points, you're doing well. You're gonna qualify from the group pretty much. So I'm happy with that. Very, very good result after the mixed bag we have had, and it means our unbeaten run continues. So we are looking, even if our performances aren't the best, bar that Ajax one, which was pretty damn superb, it is looking like we are starting to become quite hard to beat. Whether that's a matter of our defense being really strong or our attacks just leaking the goals when necessary. Either way, those are both knacks of a good side. So I'm happy that we're going on this little bit of a run. The confidence will only improve, especially, after that Chelsea game, it must have been rock bottom. So to bounce back and keep this run going, each positive result can only be in our favour. And we've got a good game here now, just like the IS one, just to add more to that. And we're playing Hull. So it's an important game for confidence purposes, for the run purposes, and to help us continue to propel up the league. We're currently 3rd. Obviously, we want to be higher. Dare I say. Well, I should dare. And why not? We're defending champions after all. But knowing the challenges, I want to be higher than that. So let's see what we can do. A game against Hull is very, very winnable. So without trying to sound too arrogant, I'm quite excited. Another thing really started to irritate me is managers talking about weaknesses of the side. It's mind games, I know, but I'm sick and tired of answering those questions. It just makes them look silly as well. Look, I'm sure now I'm gonna go and sort them out. Make some few changes. Put some of the youngsters in. They're playing a sort of 4-1-2, 2-1. It was one of my options in my tactical settings. But I think my 4-5-1 should be good enough to break it down, and there's the proof in the pudding. 3 minutes in, Robin Van Persie, 1-0. Hull are already going to be chasing the game. I know they've got 87 minutes to, get another equaliser, or get a equaliser rather. But, once we get the lead, we should be comfortable dominating the game. But it looks like Hull are actually not really that concerned. They're pushing for a goal because they want to come back into this game. And it's all them at the moment, which is a concern. I would have hoped that we were the ones that would do all the attacking, pinning them back, but it's actually them. But it looks like it's because Raphael has picked up a slight niggle, so another defender goes down to being battered or bruised. Maybe they did a bit of gym work to work on that fitness. But we'll see. Maybe it's just a temporary thing. It happens. And at half-time, 1-0 is not too bad, but we're going to add to that. I say that obviously because 1-0 is never a comfortable position, especially with 1 half to go. I mean, I don't doubt we can defend it, but more goals makes it easier on the whole team. And you get to play with a bit more freedom. Whereas at 1, it can be a bit tentative, sort of probing for that goal, but not wanting to give your full effort with it because you're also more afraid of conceding. So it's a matter of careful build-up play, which it looks like we've started to do. They now have a player sent off for that reckless challenge. So we should really now be pushing on. I mean, there's no reason as to why we shouldn't add another goal. We're playing against 10 men. And our team's definitely good enough to beat 10 men. It doesn't matter who the side is. But it's a good opportunity, and I'm using the opportunity to bring on fresh legs, because obviously some of the players could do with the rest. But I'm not adding to it. I mean, I want to see more goals. I'm liking the 1-0. I like the win. I'm not gonna deny that, but I want to see more goals. Could we get one here? Oof. It's decent. Not really close enough, but it looks like it is going to end in the 1. Nope, there you go, 2-0. Now I am content. Very, very happy with that. 2-0, I will take that. And we continue our run. Continue flying. I think that's 7 or 8 games now. So it doesn't get much better than that. Look, got part of the bus. So it means our defending is epic as well. I mean, our attack isn't firing on all cylinders, but the run continues, and that'll only come. So I'm going to end this episode here, and in the next one, we'll see if we can continue it and keep on winning. Until then, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.